What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Blessing. Here you can keep yourself up to date with what is going on in this diverse cryptocurrency market. I cover fundamental analysis, market analysis on Bitcoin, and all of the assets in this space. From now on, every one of our videos will be eligible for a giveaway, so make sure you hit that like button and comment when you're done watching the video. There has been so much happening in the market lately with a flash drop in the price of Bitcoin that was quickly followed up by the rest of the market, taking an $18 billion hit in a matter of hours, and has lost a total of $40 billion over the last 24 hours. The market speculates that the reason for this could be the recent movements of the Bitcoin wallet, which is reportedly connected to Silk Road accounts. Recently, a Reddit user spotted that almost $1 billion in Bitcoin was on the move. These coins were transferred to Bitfinex, Binance, and BitMEX in small portions. Over the past 10 days, the wallet holder has transferred over 11,000 Bitcoin to Bitfinex and 4,400 to Binance. In addition, over 210 Bitcoin was sent to BitMEX. Bitcoin fell from its comfortable high at $7,377 in two very swift moves, briefly pausing at the significant support level of $7,000, but eventually gave way to the sell pressure and suddenly plummeted down to $6,400, where it currently resides. We saw some signs of life with a brief pump of like $100, but otherwise it's been a steady decline. Currently waiting to see if the price will hold or give way to another cascade of downward action. As you can see, the volume did increase, which I imagine a lot of that was sell volume during the time that it hit bottom, because a lot of people are probably expecting some sort of a bounce to the upside, but it definitely put a monkey wrench into everybody's close of summer plans. It's not a comfortable feeling for those long-term holders, as morale was somewhat high following several big upswings in the past month or so. As always though, this market remains insanely volatile and people are liquidated every day. A ton of people got wrecked in this recent flash drop, so beware. Anyone who doesn't have a tremendous amount of traditional market knowledge, as well as the unique cryptocurrency behavior that's been prevalent throughout this entire market's history, you have to understand basic economics and how cryptocurrency puts a twist on traditional economics. It doesn't behave exactly the same, as is seen by these flash drops, as well as flash pumps that are also not entirely uncommon. This cryptocurrency market is fascinating stuff and several layers deep. It takes time for one to truly digest what is happening in this space and how much of a global paradigm shift this industry represents. The immense amount of good that this market can produce is astronomical, and I'm awestruck by it almost every single day. Some of these benefits we're beginning to see in a variety of assets, with so much more to come. Moving on to the top story of this week, while the markets are in their own zone of decline, there is some news building up around Bitcoin ETFs. This time things seem to be on the positive side, as the new appointment at the SEC by President Donald Trump is very pro-cryptocurrency. The other news is regarding Coinbase, but I'll get into that in a moment. The Trump administration has made its fourth appointment to the Securities and Exchange Commission in a form of Elad Roisman, who's a Republican from Maine. The standout part for the cryptocurrency enthusiast goes back to a hearing at the Senate Banking Committee in July. He was quoted saying that the SEC must examine and re-examine its rules, regulations, and guidelines to ensure that they are still working as intended to accomplish the SEC's mission. This is most recently manifested in areas such as data protection and cybersecurity, as well as the emergence of new investments and technologies such as initial coin offerings and the blockchain. It is essential that the SEC approach these new challenges in a fair and transparent manner, provide clarity and certainty to these markets and investors, and enforce the laws and regulations that hold the market participants accountable. With this major appointment, the overall sentiment on Reddit and the entire cryptocurrency community is that with this appointment, a Bitcoin ETF is almost a sure thing, unless some big factor comes in that the SEC has yet to publicly identify, and the CBOE has to go back to the drawing board of their proposal to include this consideration. This current CBOE application that will likely be delayed until 2019 and is largely assumed now to be approved. This, of course, is mere speculation, and always make sure to do your own research. Along with that ETF hype, Coinbase enters the mix. with word that they too are considering a Bitcoin ETF, and not just considering one, but with one of the largest Wall Street firms, BlackRock's endorsement. In a Business Insider article that unfortunately you can only view if you pay for a subscription, otherwise known as a paywall. However, a little hack for those of you who are offended by content that is behind a paywall: there is a certain website called Outline that you can get past some paywalls such as Business Insiders. So here's the article despite not paying for a subscription. Wink wink, nudge nudge. Coinbase looking into an ETF has sought help from $6 trillion asset manager BlackRock. Coinbase is known for its wide-ranging business model covering asset management, venture capital, trading, custody, and brokerage, is now looking to create an exchange-traded product that's tied to cryptocurrency. BlackRock is an early pioneer of the ETF market and is well known for its iShares division, so it comes with a big consideration that this will be a very serious application. Unlike what the Winklevoss's amendment was that got rejected, it was largely expected to be rejected as it was far too cheap, but I imagine BlackRock's experience will play a large factor in the consideration of this application. BlackRock has a blockchain working group which was started in 2015 and consists of employees across its numerous businesses, and its goal is to identify applications of blockchain-related technologies in financial services. It remains unclear if the talks were a one-off or part of ongoing conversations. Coinbase recently had conversations with individuals from BlackRock's blockchain working group to further understand exchange-traded funds and how it might work with a blockchain-based asset. The idea is that the ETF is likely to track a number of crypto assets and not just Bitcoin, as an ETF is a natural next step in Coinbase's development. Considering they cover such a wide range of products, it really only makes sense. Regulators are still skeptical of the idea of a Bitcoin ETF, as is evident by the current CBOE application being delayed. It takes time for the SEC to adequately consider this, but with the new appointment and everything that's going on in the market, despite this flash flood, which is again largely speculated on Reddit to be either manipulation or due to some confounding variables that don't really have any impact on the overall development and will be a blip in the overall price of Bitcoin in the long term. I fully expect to close this year at a high. It may not go as high as it was last year, and again, that is mere speculation, but I do suspect over time Bitcoin will do quite well. I really do have high hopes for this market, and I think you should as well. Coinbase's recent conversations with BlackRock marks the latest example of the crypto world's growing appeal among traditional Wall Street circles, and it's very positive in my opinion for the long-term price action of Bitcoin and all of the altcoins, and could potentially increase Bitcoin dominance to its previous stable levels above 75%, and for years prior to that above 85%. I don't know or think that that would necessarily be a good thing, as I would love to see some of these altcoins flourish and have what Satis Group recently said of Bitcoin surpassing $100,000 and Monero and Cardano both doing particularly well. I have a lot of hope for this market to bring about positive economic change and help me personally achieve financial freedom, but more about that later. Continue to follow my content here at Crypto Blessing, as I will help keep you up to date on what's happening in these markets. This market never fails to entertain, and I plan on starting to diversify the videos and bring you more information that can help you navigate these intricate markets. Thank you so much for your ongoing support here at Crypto Blessing, and I will see you all very soon.